Welcome to Tuesday, y'all. We are taking trips down memory lane and walking into the past. I hope y'all ready to talk about it because I'm ready to cackle. Come on in here. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Sam.
Hello. I am excited about today's episode of Days of Our Lives, and I cannot wait to get into it.
I'm excited about days. I'm excited about GH. I'm a little bit excited about the Young and the Restless, even though a lot didn't happen today. Hey, Can.
Hey ladies, hey y'all, what's going on? How y'all doing tonight?
Good evening.
I am so proud of myself. I finally freaking made to watch Days.
And did you love it? And did you love it? Tell us how you loved it.
I loved it. Y'all know I'm shipping Slick, honey, and they was in the bed together today, y'all. Ooh,
Yes,
honey.
ma'am.
Yes.
Things happen in Salem. Okay,
And they
you ain't gonna never find nobody in Salem mourning and just being all alone and unattached and uninvolved with somebody for years on end like you will on other soaps. They don't do that shit in the Midwest.
No.
It's the weather. It's the weather.
Let's go ahead and set the order. We're going to talk about General Hospital first because I didn't get to watch all of that today because y'all know my issues with this antenna and they trying to get me to pay Comcast some money and I'm not going to do it. And then I'm going to let y'all toss up between Days and the Young and the Restless. I feel like more happened on Days, so we might save the best for last, but
Yes.
we got Young and the Restless people that are anxious too, so we're not going to jump over them if they want to start with the Y and the R. But I just know at first we're going to go ahead and start with General Hospital because
Sounds good to me.
Today was Big Head Carly's ass is setting her own self up for a fall. And I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm just cackling at
Phyllis, well, that's the thing. People have been waiting. Carly is a divisive character. So Carly setting herself up, digging her own grave just to jump in it is quite a few people's cup of tea. So come on, Bubba, spill the tea. Spill it all.
Listen, this big-headed heifer lied to Drew when where everybody know Drew knew that she stole the stuff to do the DNA test, but she didn't tell Drew that Willow was really Nina's. She lied about it, right?
Right.
Right. So now Drew out here in these streets trying to help Willow find her birth mama because he don't really know why, but he want to help his friend. She looking for her birth mama. He trying to help her. Carly paid this lady to tell Drew that Willow's parents were in that cult, but both of them is dead, right?
Right.
Well, so the lady told Drew that Willow's mama is dead. And so just one parent, and she went back to Carly today and she was like, oh, honey, this check is for one dead parent. If you want two dead parents in the grave, I'm going to need me another check. So Carly is now being blackmailed by this woman and paying her to say that both of Willow's parents are dead when she 100% knows that Nina is that girl's mom. Now, Willow over here talking to Drew, and he's like, girl, I found your mama. And she's like, oh, thank God. But she dead. And she said, God damn it, shit. I guess I shouldn't have expected no damn miracles or no Hail Marys. And Drew sat there for a minute, and he looked at her, and he thought about all the past interactions he'd had with her. You looking a little pale. You done about fell out. You talking about you tired because of the baby. He said, hold on. Your ass is sick. So he done figured out that she's sick. Now, while Carly over here paying this lady off, I believe Drew is going to get back to Carly and tell Carly that Nina is sick and that Willow is sick and that's why she was looking for her mama. So what Carly going to do then? You going to keep that secret? You going to let that girl sit there and halfway die, knowing that the only reason you ain't told her about that being her mama is because you got something against Nina and the woman who raised her, actually the woman who stole her or whatever. I don't know if Heather gave her to, what the hell was that lady's name? Remedy?
Harmony.
Holiday?
Harmony.
Mm-hmm. We don't know if Heather gave Willow to Harmony or if Harmony just somehow happened to come across Willow after Heather gave her up. I'm gonna thought that's the wrong person. That's Esme mama. Rewind. That's Nina. Nina's babies was stolen. Willow was stolen from Nina. So, as long as she's sitting there harboring this grudge against Nina, who gave Nina's baby to Harmony? Harmony is dead now, and the fact that
this is what Nina said. Nina's story was a while ago that she had a mother that was very, 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 very strict. When Nina got pregnant, her mom hid the pregnancy. Nina didn't even know she had twins. Nina still don't know she had twins.
right.
So Harmony lived in the building with Nina's mother. So Harmony knew Nina's mom. And so when Nina had the twins, Nina's mom told her that the baby died. But of course, she gave both babies to Harmony.
Shut the front door!
No, I'm not shutting the front door because Harmony told all the tea to Carly before she died. So Nina don't even know that Nell has a twin sister. Nina just believes that her daughter, that her mom that took that said was dead, she found that was Nell, but it was too late and she didn't get to know Nell. And so she thinks that her only baby died. But she walking around here and Nell's twin is Willow.
Yes.
Right. So basically they took the babies, sold one to the Bensons, and kept one.
Wait a minute.
Kept one.
Harmony did?
Yeah, because remember, that was the whole thing about Nell having a connection to Carly. That basically, I don't know if it was her or her husband or whoever, but that's how that connection where they said Nell was connected to Carly by being what was it? Was it her foster sister or something?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's how that entire scenario unfolded. So I don't know. So that's the part that I wasn't clear on, was how Harmony got her hands on not one but two children. So one of them got offloaded and the other one she kept as her own. So she had one, and she so basically they sold one off and they kept one.
Oh God.
Oh, honey, that's when I cannot wait until Willow finds out that Carly knew this whole time and didn't say nothing. Because she could have went to Willow and it could have been their secret together and they could have just not told Nina.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna come and tell you this, girl, and you can do with this whatever you want to, but on your mama's deathbed, she told me some things, and it turns out that Nina is your biological mama. Now, if you want to take that information to Nina yourself, you can. Or if you want to keep it to yourself, I will never tell another soul. If you want this to stay a secret, I will take this to my grave. And if it gets out, it won't be for me. Carly could have did that and let Willow make the choice. And I believe that might be a conversation that Willow is going to have with Carly. And then Carly will, I didn't know you were dying. It don't matter, girl.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. You knew who her mama was, and you knew sooner or later that she was going to need to know who her people was. And now that she walking around here specifically searching was your opportunity to go to her and say, look, sis, I know you ain't going to want to hear this shit, but it's wild. And then she should have told her and let Willow decide if she wanted to share that news with Nina or not. It's going to be such a hard fall for her. This is worse than Nina keeping Sonny a secret in Nixon Falls.
Oh, by leaps and bounds.
What compounds it is because this is literally Carly's second time withholding Nina's daughter from her twice. She did it with Nell and now with Nell's twin damn sister Willow. Carly is not learning anything. She's walking around here playing God with parent and child relationships.
Because she's still bitter at Nina. If you're supposed to be the moved on and you have it riding Drew's dick, why are you still trying to undermine Nina? Let it go and move on and tell that girl that that's her mama. Because I don't know who over there on makeup and over there on General Hospital, but that girl looks like she is a whisper away from going to meet whatever maker she thinks she got out there. Just her, the paleness of, like, she looks like she was jaundiced and pale at the same damn time. Eyes look sunk in. Her hair was dull, y'all. Her hair was dull.
Look like it ran talcum powder through it.
Yes, I was like, if she got gray hair now, this sickness is taking her through it. Kudos to GH's makeup team, because y'all doing that shit with Willow. She looked like she about to die any minute.
She does. She does look it, indeed.
I mean, she looks like she ready to go any moment.
You know, Willow, she's not that sweet of a person. You know, I look at that whole story like, to me, Willow and Carly are both horrible people.
They both suck.
And they really truly are. Willow is not, she is a horrible person. She really is. She wants to demand and command that Wiley is her son. You know, she keeps, that's the first thing I disliked about her, was the Wiley is my son bit. I mean, that's all I ever heard. It's just like, but Nina is saying is that, but he really isn't. That Nell was, and that means that Nina's his grandmother. But I'm gonna let that go, because that's the first thing I couldn't stand about her. But she is very, very nasty to Nina.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be what everybody calls a nice person and a good person and very kind, but then you just completely turn to a demon when you have to interact with Nina. I don't like that one bit. I don't like it at all.
And Nina has apologized to her, and the little missteps that Nina has made with her, like when she she said to somebody that she thought Willow was having an affair, because it looked like she was having an affair. I'm sorry. Every time I turn around, I see you in the arms of another man,
huddling a corner, whispering
you, and things always looking tense and terse and tight. Yes, ma'am, I would have thought she was having an affair too. Why you always up on TJ? Every time I turn around, you up on TJ. Well, now we know that ain't the truth, but that's what she mad at Nina for now. Nina's like, girl, I'm sorry, but I mean, that's what that shit looked like.
Right.
I mean, every time we turn around. I just really,
not to mention that, but also she was the one running around clandestinely because she was so busy trying to keep a secret. So there was a secret, it just wasn't that secret.
Right. She was still being duplicitous. And I don't, you know what? Somebody please help me understand. Because you know I'm all about logic. I must have misunderstood or just missed the plot altogether. Why is it that Willow having leukemia is a secret to begin with?
Because she's a moron.
Yeah, she didn't want nobody to know she was sick. That's
basically it.
So how you gonna get people to donate bone marrow if they don't know you sick?
She didn't want them to know she was sick because she was pregnant. And in the beginning, I think it was like, you gotta start this treatment. What is it? She had an option of something with the treatment would mess up the baby. And so she was like, well, I want to get through my first trimester with this baby, and we're not going to tell nobody I'm sick because I just want to focus on the baby for right now. And then she made it through, and she still ain't really told nobody she's sick.
It was backwards. She shouldn't have told nobody about the pregnancy, knowing she's sick and it might not be viable. She should have told everybody her behind was sick and try to get that gosh darn bone marrow. But I digress. I'm gonna go with Darling because she's an idiot. They all miscalculated. Like, damn.
She's an idiot. I mean, that's the real answer, is that she's an idiot because they told her that she could do both.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and let your people know so they can start preparing. I know.
Exactly.
I'm gonna wait until my baby is out of danger. Girl, okay, all right then. Well, I mean,
you know,
absolute stupidity.
I am not looking forward to Willow's goddamn child. You know why? Because Willow gets on my damn nerves.
Her child's gonna be insufferable.
Wiley gotten on my damn nerves. I got sick of that one. And now this one. I mean, is this gonna be the bane of the new bane of my existence? Is Willow's new damn endless pit of just neediness?
Well, listen.
Yes, it's gonna get worse.
Well, now hold on, because y'all know I'm still suspicious about Willow and Esme being pregnant at the same time. And like I said before, if you had the two of them standing next to each other and you came up on them from behind, you don't really know who is who. They about the same height, the same build, and both of them got long dark hair. I think something is gonna get fucked up with them babies.
I concur.
And it won't, I think it might be a nurse getting confused and bringing the baby to the wrong place. Or might even be Ryan Chamberlain and Heather out there doing some crazy whacked up stuff. But to me, it just seems like too much of coincidence that not mildew or Maya. Don't call that girl that.
Mildew? Who is mildew?
They call her mildew just like they be calling Esme. Somebody give me one of them names they used to call. They be calling Esme on the Twitter.
Edamame,
Etch-a-sketch.
Yeah.
everything. They done call Esme everything.
So,
Edamame had me dead one time. I was like, ooh, dead when I heard Edamame. Like, no, they didn't.
I love Esme though, but I think that it's just too much to say. Well, that's just a coincidence that the writers made both of them pregnant at the same time. Ain't no coincidences in a well-written soap opera.
Right.
No. Not when they had. No, not when they had. Not when they had Willow find out that she was pregnant in June, which was when your girl slept with Nicholas. They slowed that pregnancy down for a purpose.
Yep, sure did. And now they about the same far along in their pregnancy.
Yep, because y'all gonna have to talk to me about Heather and Ryan, because what I seen today with mine own eyes.
What you say?
What I seen today on General Hospital was Heather and Ryan talking about how they used to meet up in the forest somewhere and have carnal relations. Yes, honey. And from what I heard, whatever Heather was serving Ryan, he couldn't find it anywhere else. And he's looked high and motherfucking low. And he has not found anything like Heather yet.
Not even Ava?
No.
Huh.
There's something
You
that
trying
Heather
to tell
is serving.
me that Harley Quinn and the Joker was out there having wild forest sex?
Did you hear what I said?
Girl,
they was having carnal fornication, Santi, in the forest, and they was up in some mountain, maybe some mountain cabin, hiding from the law. I guess individually, but I guess maybe running from independent crimes, but found themselves in the same place at the same time, running from the law, and they had assumed names. So Ryan was Richie, and Heather was Hazel, honey.
Listen.
And they quite enjoyed playing mama and daddy in the damn woods. I put it like that.
Listen.
I'm reading this. She said she found him in a secluded cabin. He had lost his hand. It was so talented in so many ways. Oh, good gravy.
She was sad. She was very disappointed that he lost his right hand because it was incredible. Yes, auntie. That's
why she was rolling around in his cot. She was reminiscing. Oh my goodness.
And let me tell you, the way Heather made Ryan rise, I was like, wait a damn minute. How am I getting turned on with these two damn psychopaths in a psychiatric facility talking about their carnal relations when they were free? Hunty, let me tell y'all something about Allie and John. Let me tell y'all something about Allie Mills and John Lindstrom. They got something going on like Mrs. Jones, Hunty.
I'm going to tell y'all something real quick. I was offended that fashion show so brought Allie back for them pictures, knowing that she over here somewhere killing it and eating it up.
And she ain't left a goddamn crumb for even the little mices running around on the floor for kissing. ain't left a damn thing. When I tell you she ain't left nothing, I mean she was draping her ass over Ryan and rubbing her hands on his inner thigh like, I
Girl
know
said they
you're
was
not
wolves with each other.
paralyzed.
Woo!
Hunter,
I
let
said,
me I
what?
just put it this way. If you ain't seen it, you need to take your time and seen it for yourself.
Well,
Oh
honey,
yeah, I'm going back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You know, I'm a lapsed GH viewer, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch that episode on the night, cause apparently that's when she was talking about how they was wolves together. Wolves, girl,
Yes,
y'all was
hon.
wolves.
The,
yesterday? Was that
yes,
yesterday?
hunty. Yes, hunty. That's what
Oh,
she
Friday,
said.
Friday.
Friday? Oh, let me rewind all the way back to Friday then, honey, because you know me. I'll go all the way back to
They was
November 30th if I
they
got to.
was talking about it today. I didn't even I heard it today.
Ah, now
I
see, Obama put the coin on my eyes. They got Allie Mills over on the hospital show talking about how her and Ryan Chamberlain was animals together. What?
howling in the damn forest. Howling in the
Howling.
forest because them orgasms was the kind of orgasms that made you
She said
that
Ryan
was,
did more than break her back, baby.
listen,
He broke her
Ryan told her, yes, hunty. Yes, hunty. Ryan told her, I remembered you're not really afraid of a little pain, are you? Let me tell you about the, oh,
and
I'm not
he
even going
talking
to.
with his mouth.
Yes, baby. And you know what? When I said she made him rise, she made him stand fully erect, stand to his own 2 feet, and have that conversation with her.
I
Not
know you're
conversation,
lying to
that
me. He
that conversation
got
with
up out
her.
the wheelchair.
Yes, hunty, and the height difference is real.
Yeah, it is. He's a tall
Mm,
man. John is a tall man, girl.
And
Lord,
and
these shows is just
and let
serving. Heathen
and
over
let me
here,
tell you,
slick
and
over
Allie
there.
is
Woo!
beautiful.
You
She
know
is
that's
got
Katie
no
Jen, right?
makeup on, hair stringy in her prison garb, and she is pulling off sex appeal, bitches. Did you hear what I said?
I sure heard.
Mm-mm-mm.
I
Did you
heard.
know what that is? That's called putting in that goddamn work.
I heard
It
you.
ain't about the makeup she got on her face. It ain't about the clothes she wearing. It ain't about the set she in. Her and that man, and that man sat in that chair for most of them damn scenes, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
basically sat there for most of the time. They ate that shit up. That's how you act, hunty, when you don't need a goddamn set. When you don't even need mobility in one of them motherfuckers. You just need one of them that can slink her ass all around the room and teasing him until he rises. Let me tell y'all something. I'm so goddamn glad I hit that DM and asked y'all what should I watch
That's
today.
acting,
And when
acting.
Bubble said GH, I put that bitch on GH. And I am not disappointed.
I told you, GH is feeding us the same way Days is feeding us, honey. I
They
need
indeed are.
come on. I need younger wrestlers to come on and give me what I
Mm-hmm.
get from GH and Days.
Let me
That's
tell
all
you
I want.
something. Y&R can fuck around and find out. That's
Yeah,
what
they
can
can.
happen
I
if
don't
they,
even know what
hey,
they doing.
I
I don't even
think
know what
right
they
now
doing.
these showrunners have determined with Days going to Peacock, it is time to bring the butter from the duck. And only the fittest will survive. And right now, Days has been serving. I can see that TH has been over there serving too, and I hadn't been paying attention.
Yes, honey. GH been serving for a good minute. For
Well,
a
you
good
know,
minute, they been serving over here at GH, honey. GH been serving.
I'm still caught up on these people saying they was wolves in the woods. What?
baby, when I tell you that that conversation was informative and titillating, it indeed was.
John Lindstrom is a good. He's a great actor. He just wrote a book, too, about an actor getting killed or something. He's a fictional writer. His book just dropped. Um, and then you got Allie over here, y'all, and we know she can play crazy because we seen what Pam did to Donna with that bear and them honey. And the honey, so excited.
Yes.
Like I want him to forget all about his obsession with Ava, and I want him to be full-fledged team Heather. I want
Me
him
too.
back together and bring
with the
Esme
whole
and the
family
grandbaby home and
and
have
the
a
family.
whole damn family.
Bubbles, me and you, we just became best motherfucking friends.
All
because
right.
I said the same thing today. I said I want Heather, I want Ryan, and I want Esme, and I want they baby, and I want them to have the most dysfunctional family on the
Oh,
damn
they
campus,
will.
but I want them to have their damn family.
Mm-hmm. I want the Chamberlain Webbers. Okay. I want the Chamberlain Weber Prince family. And I want Esme to change her name to fucking Chamberlain. I want her to be Esme Weber Chamberlain.
Yes.
Girl. And then rubbing in Liz's face. We got the same last name, cousin.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would be funny as hell.
I can't even.
Oh my God. I can't breathe because I'm so
It's
excited.
Me too,
it's
Bubbles,
been
and I'm so excited that you excited with me. I got somebody I can be excited with
well.
about
See,
GH.
that's the thing. GH. That's the thing. GH and Days both have one thing in common. They are not afraid to start new dynasties on the fly. And that is what this is. This is the birth of a new family dynasty, or an
Yeah.
extension, I guess, if since you're talking about the Weber and the Chamberlain, so to speak.
Yeah.
But they asses is both completely out their mind. They
Yep.
daughter ain't wrapped too tight, and they all are more than a little bit brilliant. So
And I
that's
Yep.
just that is a great lineup.
love
Let
it.
me tell you something. It is absolutely fantastic, and they touch everybody on canvas already. I mean, Ryan is um Laura's husband's brother, right?
Mm,
Yes, because she's
yes,
married to
yes,
the good guy, Kevin.
Kevin. Yes,
Right, exactly. Um, Kevin is a Chamberlain, right? Wait a minute, didn't y'all tell me he
No,
had a different last name?
Kevin is
No, Ryan,
Ryan is a Chamberlain, and then
but
Kevin
Kevin's not.
is
he's a Collins,
Kevin
isn't
Collins.
he?
That's right. Yeah, Kevin is a Collins. That's right.
Yeah, I remember Kevin Collins because
Mm.
that's that he was on that show with Torsten K. With Torsten
Yeah.
K was that werewolf.
Yeah.
Right, they actually do have transplant. Yeah, Port Charles actually did get transplants from other ABC soaps, and who were allowed to, keep their personas when they moved over.
Yeah,
Because
child.
they were really trying hard. When they started shutting down the soaps, ABC was really trying hard to keep as many characters from
Characters as
other
they could.
shows as they could, even though they knew they couldn't keep all the shows. They started introducing the characters to other shows, because when Jacob Young was at the end of All My Children, JR went to One Life to Live, and we knew One Life to Live wasn't gonna last no longer than All My Children did. But they went
Mm-hmm.
out there and they integrated him into a whole nother cast for a crossover show when the baby got lost. I think something with Babe's baby. But so they were already trying to introduce the viewers to characters from other shows that they maybe didn't know. So I thought that was pretty smart on their side, because now if they did want to bring one of those characters in, we already know who they are. We all know who Adam Chandler Jr. is. And if somebody at ABC decided they wanted to get a bird in their ass and bring that character over to General Hospital, even for just a week, child, I would I would sit there and eat it all up, because first off,
Yeah.
Jeff's gonna act his ass off. And secondly, it might be something that, we ain't really got nobody dynamic on the screen like a J.R. Chandler.
Mm-mm. No, and they played with the idea a long time ago when they bought Sky. When they bought Sky Chandler over from Sky was on AMC, but then she went to One Life to Live, and then she ended up on General Hospital, and they made her ass a Quartermain. So yeah, so even before they were certain the soaps were canceling, they were really toying with the whole idea of of the expanded ABC soap universe, so to speak,
Yeah. Well,
and moving characters in between.
that's the thing.
They also
I'm not
moved
in TV, and
Todd.
I recognize that the characters
Yeah,
are
they did.
fucking assets, because it's the
Yes, they are.
characters that people fall in love with. It's not the story. It's how the person or the character is going to navigate the story. So killing characters to me is a waste of an asset. Somebody liked them. They served some purpose at some point. They can always serve another purpose. It's like recycling. Why throw it away? Just save it.
They
Exactly.
disrespected Agnes Nixon by doing that when they did not carry on a lot of the characters over. Like I need to see a Dorian Lord somewhere. Somewhere I need to see a Dorian Lord. If I can't get Erica Kane.
I was about to say, could Erica have like a sprained ankle or something and show up at GH?
Okay.
Hours,
Somebody gotta go to the
Oh my
hospital.
God. That would be incredible. That
Can
would
she
be
just walk in?
incredible.
They ain't nothing like about a 2.5 hour drive from Pennsylvania to New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, they all on the same. They all in the same. They basically all spitting distance from each other.
Exactly.
Pine Valley, Landview, and Port Charles was never meant to be severe distance from each other ever.
No, at all. Exactly. It could work.
Yeah, but you know, it's like I don't know if anybody has the creativity to really do it except for Ron. I don't know what they're doing over there at Days, but those people really do seem to really love putting the creativity into the show and into the characters and into the stories.
You know, I always used to be salty that they didn't put Harmony and Salem in the same universe. It used to piss me off because it made sense. They should have done it. I was like, God damn it, Tabitha could show up in Salem whenever she wants.
But see, the problem with that was, Passions was supposed to be the fantasy. They wasn't.
It was Riley's soap too. So
and we wasn't supposed to take Passions seriously.
Right.
That was the thing that upset me because they didn't want us to take Passions seriously. It was like the comedy soap, but looking back, the Passions was better than it was better than what we thought at the time.
It sure
very
was.
much so.
Very much, yes, ma'am. Sure was.
And I would do anything to watch them old episodes of Passions again because we didn't know what we had when we had it, honey. All that fabulousness.
And
we knew we was gonna miss it though. We knew we was gonna miss it because it was entertaining.
That and Passions was a unique opportunity because the thing is, as long as I've been a soap viewer, Passions was my first time being able to get in on the ground floor of a soap.
Correct. Right.
And that's an opportunity that does not present itself now because soaps are a dying breed, and most daytime serials that we've all been watching a good chunk of our lives started back in our grandmothers or our great grandmothers' time. So it's like, it was like, wait, you trying to tell me I can be here from the beginning? I've never had the opportunity to be here from the very, very start.
And I never did watch Sunset. Did you guys ever watch Sunset? Was it Sunset Boulevard?
Sunset Beach. No, I never caught it.
Yeah, I mean, I picked up. Maybe it because it wasn't really syndicated everywhere, but I never even tried to look at it. Now, Passions was the shit. I would watch that and enjoy myself. Like you said, darling, we got to watch it from the beginning. So that was something very different.
Right. And it was just, and I really, really appreciated that that opportunity because it just wasn't something that you got, because it's like I used to remember when I was a kid and my grandmother would talk about who was the family on Young and the Restless before Young and the Restless in the 80s? Yeah,
family.
Yes. Because before the 80s, before the Newmans became like, the upstart family that really, took over, so to speak. And before the Abbotts, because the Abbotts were like, the other side of the coin for the Newmans. But before that, I remember that my grandmother used to talk about this other family who, wasn't even really a thing by the time I started watching it. I was like, who the hell are they? I don't know who the hell they are. Who the hell? I'm like, who are these people? Oh, girl, you just don't know. That used to be the family on Young and the Restless. With the three sisters.
Brooks,
The Brooks.
Yeah,
And of
because
course,
the girls'
Brooks and the
families.
Fosters.
the who what?
The Brooks and the Fosters were our families before.
Ex-
What?
right,
I've
yes.
never heard of those names.
Yeah, the John Abbott got introduced. Victor got introduced when he got hired by Catherine because she was looking for somebody to run her company. Victor wasn't some conglomerate that had all this shit. That was kind
Yeah.
of retcon.
Yeah, I know that he basically like fell off the truck and shit. I kind of know that he kind of just drove up in the town. I kind of know that, but I didn't know it was like a whole family before he came into the town.
Yeah,
Yeah, Y&R is an old. Y&R had tons of stories, and the thing is, the Brooks and the Fosters were the founding families, like in the 70s when Y&R started. That's what Bell. Those were the families that Bell started out with. Now, most of those families have pretty much been almost completely saved out because, like the Brooks sisters, they were the ones who, their goings ons and everything going on with them was a key center point of the show for a long time. And really, if I'm not mistaken, the only throwaway person we have from that is Theo Vanderway, who we don't even see.
and Jill was Foster.
And Jill was a Foster.
Jill and Theo was a retcon Brooks.
Exactly. But those were the founding families of Y&R, which was long before my time, before I was watching the show. So I didn't know nothing about that. My grandmother used to tell me, I'd be like, who? I was like, Grandma, who the hell you talking about? All I know about is Victor and them. Who the hell is the Brooks?
The Brooks family was the rich people and the Fosters were the poor people.
Because
which
you're
one
not
of those families Brad Carlton got his money from?
Brad got his money from the Abbotts.
No, didn't he get his money from one of them Brooks girls?
No, because they wasn't there. They was all gone before Brad Carlton came along. The Brooks and the Fosters, the only Foster that was on canvas when Brad Carlton was created was Jill, and they fucked, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, no, he didn't have nothing to do with the previous family because he wasn't even on the screen. But actually, no, Brad got his money from Cassandra Rawlins. Because what had happened was Cassandra was fucking around with Paul, but she was married. It was something about her husband was being abusive or whatever. And he died or got killed, and they was trying to say that Cassandra did it. I think maybe Brad might have got charged, but I had to really sit and think on that part of it. But long story short, Paul thought he was going to get Cassandra's money because they was fucking around, but Cassandra was all about some Brad Carlton. So she put Brad on a plane to Los Angeles. She drugged his ass, honey. Got him on that plane to not Los Angeles, Las Vegas. And she took him to Vegas and they got married. He didn't have no memory or recollection of none of that shit. He on the plane just about passed. Oh, that's my husband. We're going to Las Vegas to get married. He's just a little tired. But what she did, she made Brad her beneficiary. And so she didn't change her will. And so when she died, Brad got all the money. Paul thought he was going to get the money. I can't remember why Paul thought he was going to get Cassandra's money. But when the reading of the will came down to it, and Brad Carlton got all that money from Cassandra behind her and her husband, he was an instant motherfucking millionaire on the level of the people he used to work for. He got instant reparations.
Damn, that's a big ass come up.
He got instant fucking reparations. And this is after he's been working for Newman, because Brad has worked for both Newman and Jabot. So he done already got his little corporate nest egg. And then here come Cassandra just go up and fucking die. And left his name on everything. The company and everything. Child, Brad was I'm swimming in money. I'm covered in money. So much money on me. He was singing like Future. Money is money. I was like, get it, Brad. But that's how Brad Carlton got his money. And who got Brad's money when he died? Because Colleen is dead.
Abby got all of it.
Abby got everything.
Right. His pretend daughter.
And staying at the damn Chancellor Mansion like she ain't rich as hell.
Exactly. Got money from fake people that's parenting, and then she got her real people. Yeah, honey.
But
rolling
you
in the
know
money.
what? I'm gonna tell you what. Brian Carlton was more of a daddy to that little
He
girl.
sure was. He sure was. And he did not. Yes, he was. That was his baby.
The damn
Oh, hey
ground
guys,
that
y'all know what?
Abby walked on. He
It's
loved her.
Yes,
Interesting
he
y'all
did.
brought that up.
What was that, Sam?
It's interesting y'all brought that up. One of the soap sites retweeted a tweet from 2018 about when Brad Carlton left Y&R. But it wasn't a retweet. They literally tweeted today that article, like reposted it. I don't understand why they would do that. It's not like it happened like 20 years ago to the day.
Which soap site?
One of those fake ones.
Soap opera news.
I don't know which one it was, but it had it. Let me go in my. I
It's
can't even
probably
really look and see.
CDL.
When was the last time we
A
saw
dirt, a
Bill?
soap dirt, maybe.
Maybe it was, yeah, because it sounds like something that was trash. But I found it weird though, because it was an article that they literally did in 2008. But why did they repost it today? With today's
Well, Sam, that sounds like something you're gonna dig into, girl. That
you
sounds
know
like
what?
a very good
And,
clue.
and since we done fell into the Y&R bucket, I
we might
guess
be
we could.
able to stay in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't a whole lot on the show. I'll go ahead and just start with the thing that's the most controversial, which I kind of feel like the show made a decision to do way too much. If they want to do Chili and put and make Billy and Chelsea a possible couple, they could have did that without the bullshit that happened today. They didn't need to do what went down today, and the show got rightfully dragged through the timeline for it. Because here's the thing: Chelsea has decided that she's basically working 12 steps without working 12 steps, and that includes making amends to people. So she apologized to Sharon, she apologized to Adam, and she knew that Billy was going to be one of the harder ones, considering everything that went down between them when they first met, Johnny's conception, and that entire situation. What I did not care for, and what most of the timeline did not care for, and I think they made a really bad gamble, is that they were thinking that because it was, I guess, a reverse situation when it comes down to sexual assault, so to speak, where it was a woman assaulting a man, that, people might not have been as bothered by it. But all they had to do was just have Chelsea apologize and just leave that shit at that. They could have just did that. They could have really just did that. Instead, they sitting up here acting like Victor did not orchestrate this whole mess. That's the first part. Because this wasn't just a case. We all know damn well this wasn't just what happened with Billy and Chelsea. This wasn't just a case of she drugged him and shit happened. Because no, this was Victor Newman orchestrated that entire mess because he wanted Billy the hell out of Victoria's life. Okay, so this wasn't something that just happened. This was something that was done on purpose. And they kind of just brushed past that entire aspect of it. And that really left an ugly taste in people's mouths. And I can't blame them. Because it's like, y'all asses did that. We all was here. We all saw it. You did that shit. Okay? It was one of the most repulsive things that Victor was responsible for, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, what he did with Phyllis and Marco was worse.
Exactly. And see, and somebody made that point, Sam. They never even really addressed that either. So really, everybody's like, are we really surprised that they did this tacky ass bullshit? We shouldn't be, because they never really addressed him in the Jack Doppelganger story about, and had that man back here breaking Phyllis back 80 times a day because he was so crazy.
It was so sick. It was so sick. This clearly was some stranger, but he was having the time of his life with her body. It was that is fiction, but that's gross.
It was gross. It was very gross. So everybody was like, you know what? We shouldn't be surprised because they did not address that when all of that went down with Jack, Phyllis, and Marco and Victor's part in that bullshit. So we really shouldn't be surprised that they're sitting up here retconning this bullshit, having Billy say the most stupid things in the world come out of his mouth. And
said, well, it's just one of those things where, what did he say? Having a good time?
He said that
he took a walk on the wild side.
he said I was walking on the wild side. And it was basically like, I guess it was his way of trying to give Chelsea a pass on what happened. But it's like, bruh, come on now. No, that's not it. This is 2022. Y'all should be addressing this a hell of a lot more responsible. Y'all could have just let Chelsea be contrite and let him accept her apology and called it a day, and people wouldn't have had half as much to say about it as they do now, because y'all just address this in this tacky, tick-tacky way, and people gonna be bitching about it for a long time, and I honestly can't blame them. And the thing is this, soaps are no stranger. We talked about this. Soaps are no strangers to putting people with people who they have dodgy sexual histories with, that do fall under the area of abuse or assault. Soaps have done that countless times before, and it's always caused the issue. But to have them try to, I guess, smooth out the edges like the way they did today is bullshit. So people gonna be dragging for this fun.
That's the way the CBS soaps, I believe, the way the CBS soaps like to operate these days.
They don't like to address anything directly.
I think they just like to write something shocking. They don't care if it's negative shock or positive shock. I think they just out for the shock value, period. That's my perspective.
I agree, and it was the worst part of the show for today. Not a whole lot happened today. Felt like an exposition day to set some stuff up. What I did like was Daniel and Lily's conversation at Society, because Lily pisses me off 90% of the time. She really does, but I like her with Daniel. So that the fact that when she's talking with Daniel, she's not annoying the shit out of me says a lot. And so
that's the purpose. That's the goal. They working. They doing it right. They want to end a couple. They make that couple annoying, and everybody want it over. Now, bringing that up, we might have to detour back to GH for just a second. Does anybody under the sun understand what the hell GH is trying to get us to want a see alike about Finn and Liz?
No, there's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. That whole, I'm glad. Granted, I may not understand the specific purpose of her, of how they're gonna work this whole fake pregnancy thing with her saying she's pregnant for Nicholas when she's really not. But you know what? If it puts an end to this bullshit with her and Finn, I ain't got no complaints because I'm sick of it.
I'm hoping that that's what it is, because I never understood from the beginning what they were trying to show us. Because if it was a relationship, I never saw that. I always saw awkwardness and tepidness, and somebody ain't right or somebody ain't ready. And then when they was ready, it just didn't seem right. I just don't get it. But
no, they missed anything they could have had has missed the timing. So the sooner it ends, the better off for all of us. So Lily and Daniel had a good conversation today about her relationship with Billy, where she basically was basically verbalizing a lot of the things that she's been wanting to say for a minute, that she feels like she's losing him, that she feels like she's the only one who's really in this relationship anymore. And that, and Daniel was validating what she was saying, like, because he was like, well, basically, and she was like, but Billy, but I will say Lily was a fool, because my thing is this. She knew what kind of history Billy was coming off of with Victoria. And I'll say this for Victoria's discussing that. She gave Lily fair warning about Billy and his habits and what happens when he gets on one of his quests, or when he goes into one of his spirals, and you just basically turn, instead of you being the support system that's always been here and supported him, you're suddenly an obstacle now. And that's how Lily seems to be lining up. She's this year's version of Victoria, now that Mr. Fine himself thinks he's finding himself while he's trying to help Chelsea. And but Daniel said it. He was like, he's self-destructive. This is him falling into his old patterns. And the bottom line is, I agree with Daniel. Daniel said, I don't think Billy's choices are compatible with long-term relationships. So make what you will of it, because it's the truth. So this relationship is almost done. If they still together by New Year's, I'll be damn dipped and died.
Yeah, well, Daniel got some secrets himself.
He does.
And y'all know Daniel is the only person that can make me like Lily. He's kind of like the Susan Banks effect with EJ. But I don't like her that much yet. I don't, I love EJ now. I love me some EJ. That's Susan's little baby boy.
Elvis.
That's Susan's Elvis. But this Lily, I mean, that's Drusilla's baby girl. But I just
her attitude is well, you said it the other day, Bubs. Drusilla made it a point that she wanted Lily to have and be everything that she felt that she could not be because of her upbringing and being a rough and tumble from the streets girl. And she took all the steps in the world that she could to make sure Lily was exactly the opposite of her, and now she is, and that's just not great. I will always regret that Drusilla didn't have more than one daughter, because she needed one who was like her. Because that's not Lily.
Facts.
Now,
we was robbed.
Now, yes. Now, on to some of the good messy mess.
But hold on, can I just say real quick that I felt some kind of way that Abby was telling Dom about all his grandparents, and we never heard about Grandma Drew. They don't talk about her no more.
Girl, they done struck her name from the big book of wine. Oh, yeah, I heard that shit.
They don't talk about her no more.
I'll be honest, I could not tell you the last time I heard somebody say Drew's name. I honestly can't tell you.
Probably when St. John probably passed away. That's probably the last time they talked.
That's the last time, yeah, that they mentioned her then. But I'm just mad because what is it to have a picture around? Like, y'all really got that much animosity left over in your little hearts that you can't even bring yourself to get a press picture of this character and stick her on the
shit. Abby was talking about Brad. Shit, I was like, well, you're damn right you needed to be talking about your dad. That's who the hell raised you.
She didn't tell him about Brad. But what about Grandma Drew, who raised Devon? Grandma Drew was, if it weren't for Grandma Drew, Grandpa Neil wouldn't fix it to adopt Daddy Devon. That was Grandma Drew. Little street urchin, not in a street urchin. Neil, we have to help this baby, Neil. You remember I used to be a street urchin before Madame taught me the ballet. Whoever eating, stop it.
Oh, that's me digging through paperwork, girl. Don't worry. I wish it was food.
Neil was like, fuck them damn kids. Neil wasn't trying to have no kids.
Neil, I was a street urchin myself. We gotta save this little boy. Neil, he's a little colored boy. We gotta save this baby. Neil. Neil, maybe we can teach him the ballet too, Neil. We can teach him, Neil. And then Neil broke down and then they adopted Devon. And then he went deaf and had all that stuff going on. But I was real offended. I just wanted to say publicly with my mouth, the way Ryan Chamberlain was talking with his mouth today, I want to say with my mouth, I was very offended that Abby didn't not one time mention Grandma Drew.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can move
on.
That. We can move on. Wait a minute, one more time. And I also want to point out that I'm mad that they let Brad Carlton drown in a fucking pool when he was a Navy SEAL. Okay, y'all can go ahead.
Which made no goddamn sense. The girl don't even get me started. The only thing I gotta say about Abby and her monologue with Dom was she got a key to Devon place. That's the big news update from that shit. Because they was at the park and it was too cold, so they went back to Devon's. Devon's ass wasn't over there. He was over there at Newman Media being messy as shit, which is what I'm about to get to.
His biscuit and stayed his ass at home.
And yeah, that's what I said. This is literally a case of, bro, you didn't even need to come over here with this shit. So over at Newman Media, Victoria's over in the office with Nate, okay? And they're talking about the plans to go out to California. Now, and I was looking forward to this conversation because it was going to let me know if I was seeing what I thought I was seeing or was just my wishful thinking. And today confirmed that I'm seeing what I thought I was seeing. So when Nate mentioned that Victoria that Elena was going to come out on the trip with them, Victoria was so tepid to that. She was like, "Oh, well, we only going out there for one day. Are you really gonna have time for Elena while you're out there?" He's like, "Oh no." He's like, "Well, Elena hasn't let me know for sure if she could go." She's like, "But don't worry, I'm gonna be super focused." And she was like, "Hmm." And then Elena texts with the update that she couldn't go because they had some sick doctors and she had to cover with them. And Victoria looked pleased as goddamn punch. So yeah.
Mm.
She riding
Wow.
Nate Hastings' ass up for a ride. She about got her saddle shined up and ready. She just gotta throw it on his back when she think her moment has come. Mm.
So this is Nate's last ride. I can assure you this
Mm.
because Nate is not going to ride Victoria and then continue to have some kind of position at Victor Newman's company. That's not going to
Oh,
damn happen.
oh
So if
no!
he
Not when
can't
that shit get
practice
out.
medicine and he done already been from business to business panhandling jobs after what he pulled with Winter's company, I can foresee nothing in his future.
Well, you never know. The next best thing to doing a good job is doing the boss. So I guess it depends. Hopefully Nate's a pipe laying fool like his Paul was. So maybe that'll be his way to hold on to his job. He didn't talk about how he used to be a doctor. Well, bro, you about to be a goddamn gigolo.
Not when Victor find out. Not when Victor
Girl.
find out he laying a pipe with Victoria. He will be out the door of
Well,
any
Victor
company
needs
that
to
got.
suck it up because you know what? He's the one who set Victoria unfettered on the world. He ain't have no problem with her machinations, and now her machinations has led her to a chocolate, a chocolate eggplant.
A chocolate diversion.
Who he gonna be mad at himself?
Also, he was the one who was up here who was gung ho for him to be hired and get rid of that Spectre woman. So guess what, bro? This what you get. You was
Yep.
worried about your son dipping his pen in the company ink. You need to be worried about your daughter opening her legs like the ink well. So
Uh huh.
mm, that'll be all right. So Devon shows up out of the middle of nowhere after this conversation and says he needs to talk to Nate ass. Now, of course, I'm over here like, now, bro, what the hell you came your ass over here for?
All the
So,
way over to Victor's company.
yes, so Victoria, the Nate is kind of pissed because, Victoria is his boss, and Victoria's like, oh, it's okay, I'll leave. And so Devon, the thing is, I guess he must have realized that Nate had been poking about a bit about what happened with him and Amanda. And so Devon basically told him that ain't none of your business and you ain't got no business asking questions about my personal life. And so apparently he asked Amani. Once again, this is shit that happened off screen because, for practical purposes, we no longer have an Amanda or a goddamn Amani. Our Amanda is off on prime time right now doing the do. Bless Michelle Morgan. And I don't even know what they did with the character of the Amani. They haven't even explained that. And I doubt they will because they're pathetic like that
Well,
sometimes.
she went home to go check on her mama after Amanda went home. They both went to home to go check on their mama. But
Okay.
we ain't seen Imani since, I'm trying to think of the last scene. And I'm thinking the last scene was probably even the damn stand-in Imani. It wasn't even the full-time Imani.
It wasn't the regular Amani. It was the temporary Amani. So, and that was just, I was like, what the hell? They taking cues from GH on that shit with this temporary stand-in thing.
But no, at least on GH, they temporary stand-in got storyline that is actually standing in. Didn't nobody send Nicholas' ass nowhere to talk to Esme off screen for 3-4 days? That man was front and center.
Right.
True
That man
that.
was front and center because why? He was in storyline. They ain't putting him in no kind of storyline. We got the promise that she was going to try to rip Nate's soul out through his eggplant while Elena was out there in Hawaii. She had a whole damn ocean between the two of them. And what she did she go on a
Not
bed?
a goddamn thing.
Last minute, did nothing happen.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Her. So why would you even hire a stand-in when you telling all the damn story for this character off screen anyway?
That's correct.
I think they do that to appease the black people. We want to show you some little black faces. And then eventually we just going to tell their stories off screen and y'all will stay around because we're going to keep our core black people, and that's Devon and Lily. That's the core black on the Young Restless. And then everybody else that's black is satellites. Nate is lucky because he's kind of in the core now, but everybody else is treated like satellites. They just come in when it's time for them to orbit around somebody, and then they just send them back out. Like I'd be surprised when we see Elena these days, because where the hell you been, girl?
Right.
You've been gone for 3 or 4 days. I'm gonna run to the office real quick, and then we don't see you again for a whole another 30 days. Where your office at?
She be at the hospital on shift. So apparently Nate asked Amani what happened, and I guess somehow that got back to Devon, and Devon didn't appreciate Nate being nosy. Bro, please go sit down. He can ask Amani whatever the hell he want to ask her. And so Nate was like, look, man, I was just curious. I just wanted to know. And see, this is the thing that's messing Devon up, is he's being so defensive about the end of him and Amanda that he is completely giving away his business and he don't even know it. If you want somebody to really dig in and try to find out something you don't want them to know, let them know how bothered you are about them doing that. Okay? So because my thing is I'm sitting over here like, Devon, what you hiding it for? You screwed Abby. Her piece of shit marriage collapsed, even though it was already on its way down. Amanda deuced you out because she realized she was wasting her time. It's what happened, bro. Just own that shit. But instead, he said, and Nate point blank said, what in the world did you do to mess things up with Amanda after how difficult things were for y'all and how much y'all went through to be together? When I'm sitting over here going, went through to be together, went through what? Him cheating on her with Elena? Him trying to separate that she wasn't Hillary, that she was her own person. Bro, what's these struggles you talking about? Because I'm sorry, I love Michelle Morgan, but at the end of the day, Devon and Amanda was not it. Okay, just like Stefan and Gabby on Days were it, and Jake and Gabby on Days was not. It's the same problem we had over here. Same actors, different characters. Chemistry does not automatically translate, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I liked Amanda better when she was with freaking Billy than I did when she was with Devon.
A lot of people say that. A lot of my mutuals do agree that Billy and Amanda was a better pair.
Exactly. So Devon should have kept his goddamn mouth shut, but he didn't. So Devon is one trying to figure out why Nate is so interested in telling him, you ain't got no business being in my business. And Nate went on this thing about how, Amanda had come to talk to him, before they abruptly broke up, and how important it was for them to try to make peace. And Devon just gets really, really defensive and all of this bullshit. And the thing is, it just got Nate with this questioning. The whole time Nate had this questioning ass look on his face, like, why are you dodging this so hard? Because me in my world, if I was Devon, I'd have just made up a goddamn lie and told just to shut him up and tell him to leave me alone. And so, of course, so Nate tries to apologize. It doesn't freaking work as usual. And Nate accused him correctly of basically, well, whatever went down must have been pretty effed up because you ain't got the balls to just say what you did. Which actually is not wrong, because he's right. He's absolutely right. Because even when Lily checked his ass yesterday, telling him, well, is what Nate did to us really so much worse than what the hell you did to Amanda? You're sitting around here going on and on about betrayal. Well, your ass was ripe to be due to betrayal when the situation called for it in your life. So, let's not act like forgiveness is completely out of reach. And Devon resented the shit out of that. He really did.
Well, because people hate the truth hurts sometimes.
Exactly. It does. The truth hurts because at the end of the day, no matter if the word got out about this, because first of all, I don't think anybody in Genoa City is should be surprised at the news that Devon is a hoe, because he's been a hoe a long time. Y'all know this, okay? This ain't no surprise. But apparently, I guess maybe he decided, since he has a child now, that he doesn't want a whore reputation to be for being a he whore, and he doesn't want people knowing that he has a habit of slipping, falling, and landing in bed with other people's wives. Well, brother, stop doing it if that's how you feel.
Child,
Right.
let's keep
Okay.
hiding it because it's gonna get exposed because they gonna end up getting caught again publicly.
Oh, and Electra Storm is right. When Abby was doing all this talking with Dom about his ancestry, so to speak, she had a whole flashback to her and Divine having sex all over that damn penthouse.
Oh,
So,
I said, okay, girl, you talking about how you and Daddy go all the way back to being good friends, and that's the flashback you have.
Mm.
and you talk and been crying in corners about your impending divorce. I'm like, girl, what the hell you crying for? You flashing back to hot sex. You can't be. Look, you gonna be all right. You ain't that. You gonna make it through. You gonna make it, Abby. You gonna make it.
Okay, girl, just breathe through your nose, breathe out your mouth.
You know, I'm tired of Abby already.
Well, I will say a nice thing, the cute thing that happened was we got some brotherly bonding time between Johnny and Connor at Crimson Lights, which I really do love, because at some point, if the show decides it's going to be viable, it's going to have to make those boys teenagers, and I would like them to break the Newman curse of brothers not getting along with each other.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, wouldn't it be beautiful if these two little boys from this interaction and this bonding grow up to be close brothers? If they grow up to be close like the Tay-Tots, because you know Steffi will cut somebody's throat for Thomas, except for when she's telling the truth about it.
Like right now, she may be pissed at him, but we know eventually she gonna get over it because that's her brother.
Right. So I want them to have that kind of relationship, and then when they get older, I want them to be the one to help Christian. Because Christian being raised by his uncle thinking that's his daddy.
Yep.
And his daddy is his uncle. And that's the kid that's really going to be fucking kid. What do you mean my daddy is my uncle and my uncle my daddy? What kind of
they deprived him of the
And who the hell? Why nobody ain't told me? And you telling me the whole goddamn town know about this?
Oh, and look, and who is my mama and why she ain't here? Because
They
I
deprived
don't
him.
talk about Sage.
because Sharon, they should let Sharon be a mother to that boy because she was the only mother he ever knew.
Yep.
Ever knew.
They
She got that baby before. She got that baby from Sage when that baby was still in NICU. And she raised that baby up, and she raised him up until even after the girl was dead. She still kept that lie going. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't understand how they just. I know it was foul and stuff, but once Sage was dead, why make the boy motherless? I just didn't never get that. They made the choice to kill Sage. That just never made sense.
Bless
to me.
their
It still
heart.
don't sit right to me.
I was not sorry to see Paprika go.
Yeah, honey.
Oh, don't call her Paprika.
Yes, child.
Don't call
Mhm.
her Paprika.
I was
Sage hunting.
I was okay with her departing from this world. But yes, and you're right. Out of those three boys, because Connor's the one who's stuck in the middle because he's both their brothers. Now they all sitting down here thinking they cousins. Now two of them know that they actually brothers. Eventually, at some point, they're gonna have to age because the way they talk about it, they talk about Christian is the Cookie Monster's age. That's how. Because didn't Harrison have a play date with Christian?
I feel like that happened.
He did. I distinctly remember either Kyle or somebody mentioning that the Cookie Monster had a play date with Christian, and
Well,
we know damn well that child is supposed to be older than that.
Well, they are married. They are family now.
They are.
How? Christian
Well-
is Nicholas. It's say
By
well, no, that's right. That's
marriage.
Adam's.
By marriage.
Well, by marriage.
By marriage, because Summer is related to both Adam and Nicholas. That's her dad.
Oh, I
And
just never
she
count
is
her.
she is now Cookie Monster's only mother since Tara has been shipped away to God knows where. Some of them probably didn't adopted this damn little boy by now. You know what? That needs to be the next storyline because we ain't seen nor heard Tara. They ain't talked about taking this boy to see Tara or nothing. And we know that if nothing else, Tara did love this little Cookie Monster.
She did.
She ain't had no time with this baby. Ain't nobody mentioned her. I want for when he gets sorest up a little bit, old enough to be asking about what happened to mother and father, that Tara is getting out of prison and she's coming and she wants to see her kid. Because they ain't never said, well, we're going to take Harrison to go see Tara.
Yeah, and I do not want
we never heard of that.
I definitely do not want to see Summer and Kyle. Well, Summer adopt Harrison when Summer doesn't have her own child. I just, unless Summer has some sort of issues conceiving,
she'll probably have issues like her mama did, because that'll keep the storyline going. And she don't look like she's quick to have no kids no time soon, because they got cooking moms. So what they need to have a baby for? That's why it needs to happen. They need to have Tara trying to get him back, and she gets some kind of custody, and Summer feels some kind of way, and now she want to have a baby because she feels some kind of way, and then we find out she can't have kids. Maybe she kidnaps Harrison and runs away because she's just so tore up she don't want to lose him, and that's the only baby she gonna have.
No, she'll get a test tube, baby.
Yeah, that's right. She'd be like her mama and go somewhere and have an affair with a man who will knock her pipes clean.
Yeah, who was that? Who? Oh yeah, I remember Daniel's real daddy. Daniel Romalotti's real dad.
But some man that Phyllis got drunk.
I remember he testified against her.
He sure did.
But Daniel daddy was fine.
He was. I mean, well, Daniel ain't bad looking. So, and Phyllis don't have. I'll put it to you this way: Phyllis may have bad taste, but she don't have bad taste in men when it come down to looks, so to speak. So she usually don't fool around with no butterfaced men, so to speak. Now, I will say, I'm hoping that all this interaction that I keep seeing between Sharon and Chance, because Chance was at Crimson Lights while Johnny and Connor were, having their chat and having hot cocoa, and he was talking about getting settled in his new place that we will never see because nobody gets to have actual apartments in this place except for Chelsea apparently, and talking about, the changes and everything. And then he even goes and has a little chat over there with Connor and Johnny, and it's all really, really sweet. So I'm like, please tell me that I'm going to get Sharon and Chance breaking in that spot next to the cappuccino maker, because Sharon been on a dry spell since they killed Ray off, and that's just ridiculous. Let that woman live, goddammit. Let her live.
That makes no sense.
Say, I used to call Sage Laurie's season salt. Abaya. And that's pretty much everything that happened on Young and the Restless. There wasn't a whole lot. Now, tomorrow is a whole nother story, because I was, when today's episode came out, I was like, damn it, we ain't picking up with Phyllis and Jeremy Stark, but we pick up with their behinds tomorrow. And that is a very edifying conversation that they have. And no, it does not end with Phyllis in the trunk of a car right now. But could it in the future? Who knows?
Could end up with Jeremy in the trunk of a car knowing Phyllis.
Well, at this point, it looks like Phyllis has finally, like always, Phyllis comes to the same conclusion that everybody else came to way late, which is that this man being in town is a mistake and it never should have freaking happened. Because she ends up confessing finally after lying her ass off to everybody that she was the one.
She gonna get fired.
Oh, well, I'll tell you how that gonna work out. Jack told her, Jack told her if he ever found out she did it, she was gonna fire him. And the thing is, Jack basically says, Phyllis, I'm done with you. Not just professionally, personally. I can't deal with you. And when it comes down to her job, Jack basically says, you work directly for Kyle and Summer. So I'm going to leave that up to them to decide. But if it was up to me, your ass would be fired right now. So
yeah, but he told her he was Jabot. I think he about to can her.
Well, that's the thing. Since he's trying to leave, he wants to leave this up to Kyle and Summer to do, because they're the ones who insisted on hiring her, and he was just the one who rubber stamped it because he wanted them to handle the situation themselves. But the thing is, and I really do think that that's exactly why Phyllis is probably going to end up spending the holidays with Daniel and Danny, is because she did now effectively put Summer in a situation where Summer really has to fire her ass.
Yep.
She really ain't gave her too much choice, and nobody like wants to be in a position where they have to get knock their parents off the payroll. But I mean,
Hmm.
when you look at what everything that's happened since they allowed Phyllis to come work there, she really has not given Summer too much of a choice in that. So that will be interesting before the end of this week.
Hmm. I agree 100%. Now we need to move on to Days of Our Lives.
Yes,
Child. So if I'm not mistaken, we opened the scene with EJ and Nicole today. Did we open with EJ and Nicole today, or was it Sloan and Eric?
no, we open with them having with them getting ready to have a nightcap.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. So Nicole looked absolutely beautiful. I have to say that the wardrobe and the hair and the makeup over there at Peacock is just has been incredible. They are capturing everything they trying. I felt like they captured everything they wanted me to capture with Nicole today. She is in a place where she is comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
She is in company. She is comfortable with. Her daughter is in a home that is familiar to her and that she is comfortable with. She probably knows the people that's making her bed in the morning and making her breakfast in the morning and all that, yeah, and driving her to
Mm-hmm.
school. She looked happy. She looked at peace, and she even showed some spark when she had to clap back at Sister Mary Mora.
Sister Mary Moore does not give a damn who she dragged for. No matter what, she has no problem telling anybody and everybody whatever they need to hear. And she ain't had nothing good to say about Nicole from the second she stepped in there, told her and EJ, y'all sitting on that couch canoodling. They were sitting there drinking some goddamn brandy. Okay, lady, that's it. They weren't
She
actually
called it.
doing nothing.
She called that the devil's juice, honey.
The devil, yeah, she did. She called it the devil's juice. Talk
Mhm.
about some y'all up there with the devil's juice, and you're a godless. What did she call her? A godless
A
tramp.
godless tramp, hunty. And a godless tramp. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. When EJ made her apologize, she said, "Well, I am sorry that you are a godless tramp. I cannot believe that Sister Mary Mora, um, she stood in her truth, and
Oh,
she
she
did
gives
not
zero
waver.
F's. She literally gives zero F's about any of that. She will tell anybody, anywhere, anytime what sin she believes that they have committed. And she was up there for you up in my sister's. You got this godless tramp up in my damn sister's room. You done sat
Hmm.
here and you done made Father Eric Brady walk away from the church, and now you about and now you didn't committed adultery, and you're
And
wrecking your man, and now
fornication.
and fornication.
Yes.
And wait,
Yes.
and I have to give props where props go. Instead of Nicole sitting up there looking like she wanted to defend herself, she's like, "Yeah, I did it. I cheated.
And she
I
did
committed
that.
adultery.
Hmm.
I made his girlfriend have an abortion." Mary Moore was about.
She
Mary
saw
Moore was on the
Mary
floor.
Marvin. She, I love Sister Mary. Sarah
Yes.
Moore.
Miss Sister
Child,
Mary Mora looked like she was about to explode. She started jiggling like she was about to pop.
Nicole said, I thought she was going to speak in tongues. I said, now, you know, Jamie Giddens wrote that line because white people don't, I mean, they
They
do it,
don't
but
even
they don't really be talking about no speaking in tongues like that.
they
This
don't really understand. All right. I couldn't believe it. I when you say you script, literally, I could not stop screaming.
she
I could
said,
not stop screaming when she said, "Ah, I thought she was about to break out and start speaking tongues." I was
She
sitting
I
said,
like,
said,
"Oh."
"Oh,
wait a minute. Jamie Giddens, come on now.
he brought it."
Y'all know that was Jamie. Y'all know that.
I do. I agree. I really do think it was Jamie. She was like, oh, I think it was Faye. She's like, you. He's like, wait, adultery, divorce, another divorce, abortion. Ah!
Yes, honey. It was so
She,
freaking entertaining.
she said, Mary Moore in the bed.
She did. EJ had to help her to bed. EJ had to help his aunt. No, sister Mary, right? Because he can't call her aunt. He got to call her aunt Sister Mary.
Yeah, aunt sister. Girl, when she made him call her aunt sister, I was like, "What is she?" Aunt sister. Okay, girl.
She's always doing too much.
She came in there talking about, "Ooh, it smelled like sin and wretchedness."
Yeah.
I was dying laughing.
Listen, when you can drag like that and effortlessly, I mean, I have no choice but to stand. But Nicole she did defend herself, and that just to me showed me that she is probably at her best when she's with EJ.
Yeah,
which means they're not gonna go no further than that.
Which means exactly, it's always they're the white whale. That's what the audience is always going to be looking for to happen.
Yeah,
it's always just going to be the tease. But I can
they
see
are
why they keep
Stabler
teasing.
and
Right.
I'm looking forward to this memorial because that's just gonna give Mary more of a chance to drag everybody in sail and bring it on.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And so after we leave the DeMera mansion, though, we cut over to Sloane's apartment where Eric and Sloane and Eric are laid
eating
up.
Ethiopian food.
All I wanted was for Sister Mary Mora to stop by over there and give them the tongue lashing that she gave to EJ and Nicole, because they could have used it too.
Well, they weren't
hilarious.
doing anything, and she's just being a harbor. She's just being a hub for him to sit down and collect his thoughts and not go home and run into Jada and not be aware that she done killed possibly his last chance of being a father. So he needed that place, and I don't want Sister Mary Clarence going over there giving him no tongue lashing.
Listen, Eric and Sloane did more than just sit over there and eat Ethiopian food and take care of their 6-pack. Remember, they did finish off a 6-pack. Remember, y'all.
So did he got woozy.
Right. So
he drunk 4. I think he drunk 4 out of 6 beers.
You know it. And remember, Sloane, Eric is not. We're not gonna pretend that he just haplessly just in this position and he gonna find himself seduced. No, this man know exactly what he doing. He keep knocking on Sloane's door.
Baby, the more he be.
Didn't he say that today? I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be coming over here to settle up my bill, and I'm just talking to you about Nicole and making Ethiopian food and drinking her beer.
And
doing.
Well, listen, he wouldn't be over there doing none of those things if it was not for Nicole.
But listen.
But that's where Eric's a hypocrite, though.
Right.
He was sitting on that couch talking all that shit about Nicole falling back with her ex, and here he is with a woman he ain't known but 24 hours, bro. Please.
So basically, what Eric was doing was complaining that Nicole left her husband for him, and when he gave her the cold shoulder, she found sanctuary with another ex. So he's sitting over here mad because the woman that left her husband for him, he got fickle with, and she found sanctuary. While at the same time, meanwhile, back at the ranch, this same man moved on from Jada just as quick as Nicole moved on from Rafe. And then when Jada kicked him up, when he got disillusioned with Nicole, he moved immediately on to Sloane. You saw how the show closed today. So I'm gonna need Eric to stop talking about Nicole while he's doing the same exact thing.
But listen, I love how he brought up Sammy. He said, "Have you met my twin?" Listen, I'm not disillusioned at all by Eric, but he finds himself in these positions to become and to stay the injured party.
Well, he gonna be injured because Sloane finna drag him through some things, because what's happening is Eric is not using his better judgment. He is allowing Sloane to, and it's easy to do. Misery loves company. He's allowing Sloane to give him a sense of approval to be an asshole and do the wrong things.
Yes,
And he's
I
Yes.
going
love
to
that little
take
speech she
That's
gave him.
exactly what she's like, just go ahead and do it.
Just
Just you
feel
like
those
you're
feelings.
be
entitled
You
to
angry.
are
be
allowed. Okay,
angry
you're
and sad.
encouraging. Yes,
Hmm.
yes. So she's awakening the twin. The twin
She's
Basically,
telling
side.
him to take a walk on
basically.
the dark side. See, basically,
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons Sammy is the chaotic person that she is because she doesn't check her emotions.
No,
She
she don't hide
feels
them at all either.
no, she feels whatever she feels, and then she does whatever the f she wants with it, and that's just it.
Yeah.
Eric has traditionally not been that twin. Okay, that's not who he is. That's not what he does. That's Sammy's job. She's the crazy Brady twin. Everybody knows that. But Sloane is over here much basically being very tempting, not just physically because she's beautiful, but she's tempting him um philosophically, I guess is a way to put it, to address the problems or the issues that he's having in his life right now differently than how he normally would. Because normally Eric is a contemplative person. He doesn't really do the whole lash out, you've ruined my life thing. And he even admitted it. He even admitted that he didn't want to see
To go
Jada right
on
now
Jada. Yeah, yeah.
because
Because
he was
he didn't want to
afraid
take it
that
out on her.
right, because he was afraid that he would
Take out his
um
Right.
frustrations on her.
oh, hold on y'all, I'm gonna be right back.
But see, the
But
thing
see,
about
okay. See, we
Eric,
talking about what he's going through, but y'all not taking it into consideration. EJ doing the same thing to Nicole.
but we know that. But see, this is the thing. EJ and Nicole have not crossed any sexual boundaries. EJ and Nicole are truly being friends to one another. They are.
But what I'm saying is, just like Darling was saying, Sloan is giving. She's giving Eric the freedom to be him to explore his real authentic feelings in himself. And it seems like that's what, without putting the sexuality in it, without putting the innuendos in it, it's exactly the same thing that EJ is doing while he's sitting up there canoodling with Nicole up in at the house and at the Demira house mansion, and Sister Mary Clarence called him out on it. Like, she called him out just as much, and I feel it's the same thing. I feel like they are awakening themselves to feel how they feel, and they're gonna have one big explode. I think it's gonna be something explosive to happen
But see,
between these two.
but what
And I
Sloan doing to me, for me, it seems like she's not really asking him to be himself. It seems like to me she is encouraging him to embrace the anger and to embrace the pain and
mhm,
to embrace making, getting justice. That's
mhm.
different from just being supportive, because if she was just trying to be supportive, she would just sit there and let him talk and drink the beers with him, and she wouldn't be, telling him that you shouldn't feel bad for being angry. I don't know. Maybe we need maybe Bubbles. What is your take on Sloan and her approach to Eric?
When she said that, I was like, she absolutely right. Because from her perspective, think about it. All she know is what her daddy told her about what happened with her mom. So I feel like, yeah, she does have every right to be angry. Now, her anger might be directed at the wrong person because it's her daddy who sat there and lied to her. And it was her daddy who put all this shit in motion when he decided to go after one of his young students, knowing that he was married. So, yeah, she absolutely has the right to her anger. I'm just waiting for her to realize that her anger is misdirected. As far as Eric goes,
Mm-hmm.
now, 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 listen.
Oh, Linda.
I just don't know if he got a right to be angry. I mean, I guess he could got a right to be disappointed that Nicole went running her mouth, talking to Jada when she could have just stayed at the house and ate her soup. or some of that cold ass clam chowder that Roman be taking out.
Right.
Just
Right.
went to the pub and had her fucking chowder and been done with it. So I guess in some respect, he does have the right to be in angry. I don't know because a lot of that is on him too because she blew up her marriage. Like she could have,
Right.
I tweeted earlier, she could have stayed at home and just sucked it up with Rafe and just continued to make goo eyes at Eric across town and just no, I'm gonna just stay here with Rafe and be miserable and just try to work shit out with him because I can't. She could have did that. But he said, we're going to do this. And she said, okay, we're going to do this. And they went their separate ways. And she understood the assignment. And she followed through and got an A. This motherfucker right here let the dog eat his homework and didn't try to borrow nobody else's book so he could catch up. That's on Eric.
And Eric also, he doesn't, he wants to paint, he always saying Jada had this choice and it was Jada's choice and it was Jada's choice to make. But he still wants to
get feedback. Where the feedback coming from? Somebody's echoing.
Was it me?
No, it was me.
Yeah, I heard Sam echoing.
Okay, yeah, I heard it too, but I guess it was me. We're not echoing now.
No,
no, you're good.
You're good. Yeah, he don't got no right to be angry. Disappointed, I can see him being disappointed, but Nicole, I mean, I know he lost an embryo, a baby, a fetus, whatever. But Nicole ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw. How did the both of them ain't got no place to damn live?
Right, because
I'm just gonna stand alone on this island because my baby Eric has every right to be mad at all these hoes.
Okay.
All these hoes can get it.
Said all
they can get it, honey. They gonna get it.
So listen, we got Jada coming up tomorrow on tomorrow's episode, guys. Jada, I believe, no, actually, as a matter of fact, we're supposed to be getting Steve and Jada tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was talking. That's why I asked that question because I seen the spoiler for tomorrow was supposed. That's why I was asking. Did they ever say that was her godfather or not? Because I know her dad.
That would be so appropriate.
Yeah, it really would.
And so even after Eric, with everything with Sloan and him today, so Eric and Sloan, I started kissing before the end of the show, like they were about to get into it. So that's how they ended up today. I'm not even sure how EJ and Nicole ended up today, but moving on,
they ended up with him telling her that he liked how she was able to stand her ground against Sister Auntie Mary Clarence. Look, I don't care about nothing about Nicole. Anyway, moving on. I was actually fine with how Rafe's reaction was when
Alex apologized.
And he was like, you know what? I could get 2 fucks.
That's the thing. Rafe, that's the thing. Nicole and Eric are toxic, and truthfully, Rafe and Jada are both better off putting that entire thing in their rearview mirror. So that's the right attitude for both of them.
Yes. But you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bubbles. Go ahead.
But but that's the thing. Here's the thing. While I kind of have to agree with Bubbles on this one, while I understand Eric being disappointed, because one thing is this. Part of the problem is Eric isn't honest. Okay, that's the biggest problem in all of this. Eric,
that's because he's too busy trying to be politically correct.
No. He lacks not about political correctness. Eric lacks emotional candor. That's what he lacks.
Maturity as well.
That too, because here's the thing. He knew before all of this happened with Jada, he knew that a future with Nicole Walker meant not having a child. He knew that. Nicole's infertility has been legend for over a decade on this show. Everybody knows she can't carry a child to term. It's just not going to happen. So the thing is, when this mess would happen with Jada, and Jada, at the end of the day, Jada admitted that while Nicole said what she said, she made her choice for herself because she realized that if she was really ready to be a mother, nothing Nicole said would have affected her or made her rethink anything. And one of the reasons Eric is so upset about this isn't just because he feels like Nicole betrayed him by doing this, by going to Jada the way she did. It's because he's not being honest or candid about how he really feels about not having a child of his own. That's my opinion on it. I don't think he's being honest, because the thing is, you can't say or it's not, how do you tell a woman that you love and who you feel is your one, that me not being able to have a child if I commit to a life with you is going to be an issue for me? You can't say that, because that's not Nicole's fault. That's just how that all worked out.
Listen, if you are given a gift and you look that gift in the face and you shit on it, like, that's my thing. It's like, okay, he was given this opportunity that he absolutely thought he had no chance to ever get it. It was gifted to him, and to have no type of a say in how it's treated or the next step, he just literally got to go roll with the punches. That is a fucking lot to deal with. It's like, how do you say you this is something that you absolutely wanted your whole and fucking entire life, and when it's given to you, the person that you love and loves you supposedly knows how much that means to you, had a play in having it just disintegrated. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna never see it different. I agree with Eric.
I get that. But so listen, guys, did we even touch base on Leo and
No, we got I've decided that I'm going to call the trio of Leo, Gwen, and Xander the mischief makers, because that's all their asses is doing.
It is so fantastic.
It is
beautifully done.
It is.
Yeah. He finally got paid.
And listen,
Leo finally got paid to do some work.
Bonnie is absolutely fantastic with that group, because you know why? The actress is so into doing the dramatic.
Yes,
I appreciate her ass.
Me too. I did too. I really did
appreciate the actress that plays Bonnie, because she brings Bonnie ass to the table every damn day. And she brought Bonnie. Did y'all hear Bonnie telling Xander to get him when she was tied up in that chair?
Yeah.
And how she was wiggling around like I thought she was gonna bust loose and bust Xander in the head and bust Leo in the head. I did. I was like, oh my God, Bonnie finna get out of it like the Bionic Woman, like the Incredible Hulk. The way she was telling Xander to get him and punch him and kick him.
Get him.
I mean, I ain't never seen such violence in a nice in a nice little old lady. And
I was fine with her when she bludgeoned Roman over the head with that silver tray.
Me too. I cracked up. Let me tell y'all something. I can tell y'all, I don't think there was a viewer happier than my ass today when Leo ran to the house with Gwen in that suit, talking about how exhilarated he was and how it was even better than he thought it would be to be wrestling with Xander and getting all sweaty. I never felt so butch. He said, I never felt so butch.
I'm not talking about that. He's like, ooh, he was all rough with me. I was like, boy.
Leo's nasty, so damn nasty. Look, I love that. First of all, I love the fact where they could utilize the humor in this character. Leo is so freaking funny. See him doing
Lady Whistleblower.
Oh my God, him in that suit. Talking about my mom put me in clown school. I said, not you too. You went to clown school too.
Clown school, and I screamed, y'all. I screamed.
I swore I would never put on the red nose again.
And he called the other students bitches.
Yes. And them bitches was jealous.
They was
you
jealous.
Bitches.
Yes. Hey, listen.
Them bitches
When he came to the house, she said, I don't think anybody should see you. I think it's best you come in through the back door. He said, "Oh, how many times have I heard that?"
Have I heard that one?
I mean, Maze
Nasty.
does not leave a stone fucking
Oh my
unturned when it
God.
comes to the dialogue.
None.
It ain't no
When
repeat
you
dialogue over here.
you
It don't
better
exist.
believe it.
And I got to give credit where credit is due. First of all, one, big ups to my girl Gwen for coming up with this plan on the fly because it was a good plan.
She
It was a flawless plan.
it
I
really
never
was.
knew. Listen, when I saw that it was
The
Gwen that
platform
knocked him in
shoes
the
told
head,
me.
I just knew that. I was like, oh damn, she gonna put us all in jail, right? I just knew
Yeah, that
all
was
of us
my
we
first
gonna
thought too.
wake up in the clinker.
I'm like,
Uh-uh.
Lord, you is not gonna have Leo masquerade as a muscle bound clown. What damn
She
muscles you
was
talking about?
ready with the freaking platform shoes.
Hit a
She
platform, here's the muscle suit. Go
with the
ahead.
muscle suit to match. I said, if you ain't thought of playing A, B, C, and D,
Girl, it was some shoes. Them
she
damn
said,
shoes she gave him, them damn platform shoes, I cackled.
I was done. I said, Gwen is going to take over.
She did. Let me tell y'all something. And listen, I mean Sarah's part in it today. I was like,
Pitiful.
no, baby, what are
Pitiful.
you doing?
She gets on my nerve. Here it is. This woman ain't even his wife. And she got his back and his 10 toes down for him.
Like 4 flat tires.
You know what I'm saying? And here it is, his wife ratting him out to everybody in the whole goddamn town.
I mean, she even I can see her talking. I can see her talking to Justin because he's at least family. But when Justin said we got to tell Rafe, and she went along with it, I was like, no, Sarah, you
I
lost
don't
cool
see
points.
her talking to nobody. She should have been in somebody's confessional. That's it. That's all. I wouldn't. If she is his wife, why is she going black? First of all, she tell her mama. Maggie tell everything. Then she sit up there and now she telling her other family. Get back. She get on my nerves. Oh, I can't stand goody two shoes people.
It's a mess because not only did she, confiding in your mom is one thing, even confiding in your husband's uncle that you believe has his back, even that's something. But to even go along with the let's go call the police on your husband, that's a hell to the no. That's a Whitney Houston no.
Yeah, but Gwen with the Hail Mary, with the suit, with the matching platforms, I love them. I love them. I love them. So this spoiler coming out saying that she get busted. Hey,
I hope she don't, because that's the only thing that I don't want to happen. I don't want Gwen to lose, the good position she's gotten with her dad and in this rapport that her and Jack finally have. And I don't want Leo's shit to get derailed either. So I don't mind them helping Xander out, because you know what? Mischief makers need other mischief makers, because that's
right. And everybody don't have to get caught at everything.
Right.
I mean, it could just be a story that they got out of that shit that Xander did with Ava that way.
Right.
And that's the end of it.
I don't think that he's going to bust her with as far as the whole plan that she has done. I think what it is about the website. Like she may have used one of the Spectre's phone numbers and put it on a website. And
well, who's gonna bust her? What did I miss?
Well, no,
she made the website for his fake job.
Right, but what did I miss about who getting busted?
Oh no, there's a rumor that that Gwen gets busted.
No, I don't foresee that.
I hope not. Because
Electric Storm just put it in the group in the chat. She said that it's a dual spoiler. Days of Our Lives spoiler. Gwen bust helping out Xander and fired by Jack. So I don't know where it came from, but that's what Electric Storm put it out there.
It's from Celebrating the Soaps. They're not quite reliable.
Okay.
They're one of those places that they do post real spoilers, but they don't really differentiate between the spoiler. They don't differentiate between their spoilers and their speculation.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
Okay.
so
So
their
they
spoilers,
say they CDL.
kind of so. So
Okay.
hopefully she doesn't get busted, because my thing is, the worst thing that could have happened for Xander to not get caught was this conversation that happened with Sarah and Justin. Because the thing is, this whole thing with Bonnie actually was right on time in respect to that conversation. Now that Sarah
Right.
has voiced her opinion, and yeah, I gotta agree with y'all. I am not down with this let's go tell Rafe shit. It's fine for Justin to say that, because the truth of the matter is, the Kiriakis don't trust the Kiriakis. That's the truth, okay? But
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
one thing for you to be talking to your man's cousin about this shit. That's all well
Yeah.
fucking sure. But he didn't say, let's go to the popo.
Right.
That's
And
some,
this is his cousin.
that's some treachery. Some type of backstabbers.
I told
Exactly.
y'all.
That's how
It's that
come
horn
that
blood.
listen, that's how come, guys. I'm right here where I'm at the point where I'm gonna need Uncle Vic to have left Xander some goddamn money.
That's
Period.
it. That's it. That's the only thing that's gonna stay today. Because this is how he get up out from underneath all this umbrella with Ava. He gonna tell everything on himself. He gonna let
I want him to
everything
get
out the
away with it.
bag.
I want him to get away with it. If Sarah finds out, she can dump him, and that can be their secret.
He
I
not
want
gonna
him
get
to get
away
away
with it
with
because
that.
did you see the guilt in his face when she went to go draw him a bath and he was her hero. He's the town hero now, and he's guilt ridden. Did you
He
see the
is.
man's face?
He is.
Well,
He
that
said he
just
was
means that
guilty
Gwen
when
did a
Bonnie
very
was
good job.
thanking him too.
That's what I said. He want to tell on himself. He don't want nobody to tell on. He want to relieve all that pressure himself.
But
And
he can't do that now because he done dragged Gwen into it and Gwen done dragged Leo into it. So
no,
I'm
I
not
don't
here
think
for
he would
Xander
do
with the
that.
sad face. I'm not
I
here for
think
Xander with the sad face because what he was looking at is prison. Now what he looking at is everybody looking at him like a hero. I'm gonna need him to pick a damn lane. He gonna have to be happy about something,
he gonna
I
be
right?
know
happy
this
once
much.
he get the money.
What I will say is this much: if I was Gwen, I'm gonna say it like it needs to be said. As of right now, there's no danger inherent for her or Leo having helped him out, because nobody knows they have. But my
Exactly.
thing, right, but my thing is this: if Xander has this attack of conscience where he just can't bear to keep the
Mm-hmm.
secret anymore, I'm gonna need him to expose himself and leave the other mischief makers alone. All
That's
right,
Correct.
exactly
throw
what's
your
gonna
own ass,
happen.
throw your own ass under the bus and leave Gwen
Yes,
and Leo
and
out of it just because they
yes,
decided to help your ass out, Xander.
correct. And
Right.
that's how it's gonna play out.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stuff that they did for him was at his discretion. He asked for that. They didn't, they being friends to him. So he not finna just rat him out. He's not a
He
horse.
better not. He better not.
He's
Now
not a
Oh,
horse.
Sarah,
he got.
now
Now
since
we'll
Sarah
say
was
this much:
ready,
Gwen came up with the website
Yeah,
to help him out because she knew he was about to get busted. But
correct.
he called her for that fake ass employment contract, and he asked her to help him figure out what to do with Bonnie so that she wouldn't expose him. So no, he didn't ask for assistance twice on this shit. So
right.
if you go down, if you decide that your conscience can't bear it, because here's the thing: Gwen and Leo conscience is just fine. Leo
Yeah.
conscience got
Oh
300
yeah.
extra
It was
dollars.
a job. It was a job for him.
Okay,
It was
it was a
not. It
job.
wasn't
Okay,
it wasn't like he actually did the deed for Ava. It was like he was doing the job to help a friend out, and he got paid for it.
Yep.
exactly. So he
Now
like,
what's
I
gonna
got
happen
this.
next is we gonna get Leo an actual job at the Spectator as Lady Whistleblower. I can't wait until it happens. I
I
can't wait.
want him to have that job, because first of all, there is a ton of gossip in Salem that
Mm-hmm.
that that needs to be, reported, but it's not really the kind of thing that you report on the front page. So
Right. It's a
I
gossip
mean,
column. It's page
yeah, there's
6.
tons of gossip in that city to report. So I think
Right.
them
It's like a
having
page 6. Right.
yes, them having a little gossip corner in the Spectator, I think that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
really
not
hope
with
Jimmy
any
goes
names
for it.
because it's gossip, but just enough details about places and times and events and, marital statuses, things like that. Just enough to make people wonder who.
Mm.
Exactly. I'm here for
Mm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for it because Lady Whistleblower already said that he has the tea, but he will make sure that it is sweet.
Ooh.
I want him to spill it. Now,
Hold on. Okay,
tomorrow
just
we
to
got
be clear, who is Lady Whistleblower? Is that Leo?
yes,
that's
that's
who
gonna
he.
be his
That's
pseudonym
his
under the
tag. That's
column.
his
Right,
gossip column. Okay.
right.
Well,
He
that's gonna
stole
be his
that.
byline. That's his name, Lady
They,
Whistleblower.
I thought it's
Okay.
funny because it's a play off of Lady Whistledown from the Netflix series because in that series oh
Bridgerton.
goodness, so with the Bridgerton series. With the
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton series, the series is based around this family, but also around a gossip columnist in London named Lady Whistledown, who knows all the tea and sends out newsletters with everybody's gossiping.
Oh,
Shut
So
up.
yeah,
okay.
so Leo saying Lady Whistleblower,
Yes.
that is what that's kind of based on. When he said, I said, did he say Lady Whistledown? I said, because that's copyright infringement. I was like, oh no, he said Lady Whistleblower. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
like it.
catch that too the first time he said it because I knew what they were doing. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, well, that's cute then. I
So
like
yeah.
that.
So now we know that Xander will probably not be working at the Spectator because once at this point Sarah doesn't know anything, but she feels suspicious of Gwen. She
I
knows
don't
that
know
Gwen.
about that. Because the other day, Jack come around sniffing and looking for him.
Well, yeah, Sarah was very, very suspicious of Xander even at that point. That's what
Mm-hmm.
led
Mhm.
her to confessing to Justin that she thinks that Xander might be the muscle bound clown. I think
Right.
she's a muscle bound clown for even doing that because that's just so that breaks all the code right there.
Yes,
That
it
breaks all the
does.
code.
But here's the thing though. Sarah is ready to believe in her heart. I feel like she suspects, even with all this evidence to the contrary, she is too ready to believe that Xander is the person who did this. So
Correct.
every time something happens that
Mm-hmm.
even looks like it could turn the needle to point in Xander's direction, she's on it. She's
She
like,
is.
now keep in mind, up until this point, we've had a website that Gwen magicked out of thin air. Now we also have Bonnie saying that they got tied up by the actual clown, and
Right.
that so therefore they've actually seen the clown, and that it couldn't be Xander because Xander was already on site. So literally, there is no further reason for anybody to be curious. But the two things that are going to do him in is this: one, this lawsuit shit that Justin brought up, and because remember the whole reason he was supposed to be meeting Gwen was because he wanted a
Right.
fake employment contract.
Right.
And he found it odd that Xander didn't want to proceed, and not Gwen, Sarah found it odd too. That's
Right.
one point. The other point, because Days is all about the details, and somebody in the comments pointed it out. Remember, Gwen said that that muscle bound suit came out of Julia and Doug's closet because that's what they were for Halloween. And she let Leo keep the muscle bound part of the costume. If
Mm.
that does not come back to haunt them in some shape, way, and form, I will be very surprised.
Mm. Yeah, I thought that was kind of strange that she told him that he can keep that as some type of perk.
Right, because Leo did say he wanted to keep that suit.
Yes.
Right. But it's not. But it wasn't Gwen's. It was It was in Julia and Doug's closet. And
Right.
Julia and Doug may be old, but they're not that old. So at some
Oh
point,
my
somebody's going to notice something is missing, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to lead somewhere. And I think that somewhere is going to be to Leo, unfortunately.
Because what if that suit is rented?
The suit
They
is
gonna come
probably
looking
old.
for it to take it back.
It was in storage.
It was a
Oh,
store.
okay. Okay.
But if somebody starts wondering, if somebody starts looking for that for some odd reason and it not being accounted for, sometimes you'll just
Mhm.
brush it off and say, "Oh, I must have misplaced it. Maybe I lost it."
Maybe I
But I
took it
just
back to the storage.
exactly, but it just seems like it was an odd move considering that it didn't belong to Gwen, and she knows
Right.
Julia's the nosiest bitch in the world. I mean, I'm sorry, she is. Julia just is. She is the nosiest person in the free world. So if she notices that it's gone, I
Yeah.
just feel like it's a hanging a hanging thread out there. The two threads
It,
that are hanging from this story that are going to
yeah.
catch, well, three really. Though the third one nobody knows is that Ava's not actually dead. So that right there is the biggest problem that Xander has. He just doesn't know it yet.
And then his guilt. So he got
And his
four
guilt.
different threads pulling at this seam, and some gonna bust.
Exactly. These pants are splitting right down the
They about
middle.
to split right up the crotch.
Poor Xander.
Yeah, Xander, but what he better not do is drag down anybody else.
I
Because
doubt it.
I'm gonna
I
keep
doubt
it
it. He
real
not a
with you.
Horton.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I like all the players involved.
Me
But
too.
I don't care about Xander and Sarah together enough as a couple to
Me
drag
neither.
down Leo and Gwen.
Me neither. Me
Me
neither.
neither.
I'm finding her very exhausting.
Sarah has really since her return, Sarah has really gotten in touch with her inner Horton.
Right.
Okay,
It's not the
because
same Sarah that left.
yeah, it happened. The thing is, I can't even say it's because of what happened to it happens to all these Horton girls. They all go through something at some point in their life where they just get in touch with this deep self-righteous part of their genetic code, and
Mhm.
once that happens, that's just them for life. The same shit happened to Abby. She was running around here being holier than thou, fucking EJ and showers and shit, and then the next thing you know, here she is. Mm, mm. So
What you
no, it's
said, here she is.
yeah, here she is, being the absolute way that she is, and that she was up until her passing, and pissing me off because she sure was living in a glass house and throwing plenty of stones, and it got on my last goddamn nerves, which is why I wasn't upset to see her depart us.
Me
And
neither.
I was like,
I
mm,
haven't liked that character since I first started watching Days in 2018. So
you
I'm
ain't
not
missing
mad, and
nothing.
I'm actually not mad with her replacement, Stephanie. Yep, I like Stephanie better than I like Abby.
I like
Wait a minute.
Stephanie.
Wait.
Mm,
Back it up. Excuse me, coming in. You like Stephanie over
No,
Gabby?
over
I,
Abby. No,
I,
not Gabby. Abby. Abby.
Oh, Abby. Yeah, I don't like
Abby
Stephanie either.
Devereaux,
I
honey.
don't like
Oh
her
no.
either too much. Especially
Okay.
not for Alex.
Sam sounding name. Gabby, Abby, Labby, Chabby. This all
Hip hop Abby.
it's
I
hard to
can't.
keep up.
I don't like her for Alex. I don't dig her.
That
Mm-mm.
relationship is not gonna last because the
It's not
circum
gonna even start. Did you
no,
see every chance they try to warm up, it fizzle out?
it's
Somebody
not.
throw water on the damn candle.
It's not just that. Stephanie is doing the I'ma just get down with the one who's available. The second that Chad gets his head out of his ass and decides to take off that wedding ring and stops mourning Abby, then Alex is done. He just doesn't know it.
He just don't know it.
No, he don't know
it's
it.
so
Did you
dumb
see them
because
eating the
clearly
pho
he's
that she
already
made
done.
for her and Alex?
Yes, and they
Yes,
ate
yes,
Alex full dinner.
yes.
Nasty tramp.
Yep. That was Chad. I left that whole thing pissed off with Chad because
Yeah,
Chad is just being a damn turd. He knows
yeah.
damn well he already over Abby. If he got to keep telling himself, nah, I'm not gonna go out with her because I'm not over Abby. No, I'm sick of him. And what he gonna do is get into between a relationship that
Yes.
started honestly.
Yeah.
Stephanie
Yes,
was
that's
honest
exactly what's
with
gonna happen.
to Alex that nothing happening with her and Chad, that she gonna go ahead and see what's going on with him, and she is earnestly doing that, and
And
Alex is doing the same thing, but Chad is being a turd by
yes,
lying
he
to
is.
himself, and he
He's
goes,
being the least mature of the three of them. They're
yep,
being upfront with how they feel.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex wants something with Stephanie. Stephanie's like, you know what? I'm willing to see where it go because Chad has made it clear he's not ready for anything with anybody. So you know what? But I'm ready to try. So I'm gonna try with you, Alex. But here he is
Listen.
right,
over here being
He's
a
not
damn
ready.
child.
He's not ready for anything, and he don't want her to move around him. That shit right there is blowful. How you don't want me to make no moves, but you want me to stay still waiting on you? Boy, bye.
But that's the thing. He can't tell Stephanie that because Stephanie and him had an honest conversation about it, where because she overheard him telling Alex, because Alex asked him point blank if he was feeling Stephanie. He came out and just point blank said it. And he said that no, that him and Stephanie were friends and co-workers, and that he wasn't ready for anything with anyone because he was still in mourning for Abby, and it was too
Trash.
soon. Well, now what
He's
happened was
trash.
he didn't know at the
But
time,
that's what
but
he said.
Stephanie overheard that conversation.
Yeah, that sucks. He's trash.
And even Stephanie, no, but Stephanie even asked him when they was just not eating Alex's spa. Stephanie said, because Chad brought it up, well, Alex really wasn't down with, me and you hanging out and working together and stuff. So maybe we shouldn't work together. And she was straight up. She said, no, Alex knows that there's nothing going on between you and me because you're still mourning Abby, right?
Exactly. Everybody was taking Chad at his word. He's taking it over Abby, and nobody ain't trying to push him to get over his wife. So he can't get mad for grown folks going through
Moving
grown
on.
folks. He said
Exactly.
that
While he's sitting up there eating Alex food. I hope he choke on a damn bone.
I want him to choke on something.
That is how this entire relationship is going to proceed. The table gonna be set. Alex think he gonna be getting dinner, and Chad gonna be the one having the meal while he at home drinking beer and eating pizza with his paw.
And we gonna be gagging.
Or Sonny, because Sonny I don't appreciate either. So how's Sonny actually gonna try to be a pep rally for Alex? I'm sorry, for Chad to go and snake his brother Alex's girl. I didn't appreciate that either.
Sonny, I brother should have just kept his mouth shut. I'd be like, Sonny, be quiet, bro. Yo, this ain't the one to be in the middle.
Nothing to do with you, bro.
This ain't the one to be in the middle of. Alex is his brother, and him and Chad are like this. So it's like, nah, you don't want to. This is not a good place for you to be at all.
It is 9 o'clock, ladies.
I was about to just say that. It is 9 o'clock, and so we're going to have to go on ahead and tap because it's 9:01 actually. But we got involved because we had some good shows today, y'all.
We did.
Surprisingly good
today, so we had a good soap day.
Surprisingly good. I enjoyed Days and I enjoyed GH. I was shocked. I actually got in 2 or 3 episodes of GH today.
Well, I see that they loaded today's episode of GH. So what I'm going to do after I get through with post-production is go back to Thursday because I need to see Heather, honey.
I
need to see Heathen. I need to see Heathen.
It's worth it, honey.
I have to go too because I got to go see this wolves howling in the forest shit. I got to check it out.
Yes, honey.
Standing up and putting her hand on his inner leg thigh. Girl, I'm fixing to go watch it.
That's how she knew he wasn't paralyzed, sister.
You see that? Ava didn't never think to touch that man. You know, if Ava had to we're going to say that for tomorrow. We got to say that. Thank y'all so much for being here, and we are so glad y'all take the time to be here with us every night. We'll see you tomorrow's Wednesday. There will be no show because I have therapy, honey, and believe me, I need to be in it. So if y'all want to do with spaces or something, I might tap in when I'm done, but there won't be a show tomorrow. I'm so sorry.
We'll schedule spaces, period.
Yeah, there might be a space.
Yes.
All right, well, y'all stay tuned to the Twitters to find out what we doing tomorrow night, and then I'll see y'all when the season.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone. Good night, ladies. It was a great show. Thank you. Thanks, Bubs.
Thanks, you guys. You're welcome.